This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. No room in the inn. A crisis of limited beds at the Princess Margaret Hospital forcing health officials to put selective surgery on hold and its accident emergency department to implement a triage system to the care of the critically ill. Medical Chief of Staff Caroline Burnett-Garraway and Director of A&E Dr. Crystal Wells explains.
Elective cases had to be cancelled today because we didn't have the bed space to accommodate admissions for surgery. The patients will be rescheduled and all emergency cases are still being done. Our surgeons are operating now because some patients were already in hospital and we're trying to have their cases done, and then once they recover they will be discharged. So emergency surgery is being done, and as soon as the bed situation improves, then we'll be able to do elective cases.
Now, to actually free up space, Hospital Administrator Mary Walker is appealing to the public to collect boarders and patients who've been discharged.
In addition, our focus has always been to decrease our waiting times, to improve on our patient experience, and also to improve on our patient satisfaction. We will triage at the emergency department, and if your condition is deemed non-emergency cases, you will be referred to the clinic.
Meantime, hospital administrators are asking those with non-emergency medical symptoms to visit the nearest public health or family medicine clinic. The labor force has increased, but so has the unemployment rate. Our Amajal Knowles tells us how the numbers shaped up and what officials are attributing for the uptick.
The latest numbers show a slight increase in the joblessness rate, up by 0.2%, and this despite over 3,500 people being added to the labor force. Here's senior statistician Cyprian Winters.
However, this growth in employment numbers was not sufficient to cover the net increase in available labor, with school leavers entering the labor force, leading to a marginal growth in the unemployment rate from 9.9% to 10.1% compared to the last period under review.
The private sector absorbed most of the new jobs since May 2017. It's also important to note that the government's austerity measures led to a decrease in the public sector.
When examined by industry, the transport, storage, and communication industry posted an 18% increase in employment, while wholesale and retail industry posted a 9% in employment. The number of persons employed in the government and the government corporation sector decreased from 40,990 to 38,435, or by some 6.3%.
Now, at the time of the survey, the jobless rate in New Providence was pegged at 10.6% and Abaco 8.6%. Over in Grand Bahama, that dipped slightly from 12.4% in May to 12.1%. Unemployment among young people is still considerably higher than any other age group, climbing from 20.1% to 22%. Discouraged workers also increased by 5.7% over the 6-month surveyed period. For JCN News, I'm Amajal Knowles.
UB officials responding to the injustices the Union of Tertiary Educators of the Bahamas claims it faces at that institution. A detailed release pointed to 22 concerns. They included undermining the union through victimization, illegally stopping faculty salaries, neglecting to take steps to address issues affecting health and wellness, terminating faculty contracts without just cause, and omitting UTAB representation on search committees. UB says it has an institutionalized mechanisms for regular communication with faculty, unions, and other constituents, as well as established dispute resolution procedures. The release further points out that monthly faculty meetings are scheduled and that the Office of the President has also scheduled monthly meetings with UB's 3 bargaining units. There is also the assurance that UB will continue to discuss matters with all constituents directly and at the negotiating table as applicable. Now, as UB is a new university, officials say the next 2 years will define the strength and sustainability of the university. It then encouraged all faculty, staff, students, administrators, donors, and friends to work collectively and collaboratively for the benefit of the institution and the country. Grand Bahamians urged to prepare for tourism services. It's expected that 8 non-stop flights departing various U.S. cities will begin flight schedules as early as May. Each flight will operate on a 4-night rotation, departing various days of the week with early departures and late returns. Vacation Express Vice President for Marketing and Sales, Kevin Hernandez, says they're excited about returning to Grand Bahama, adding that they've had requests from many passengers and travel agents who are generally looking for a great deal on a shorter getaway, and from luxury hotels to budget-friendly getaways, and Grand Bahama offers everyone a piece of Caribbean paradise close to home at an affordable price. Tourism official Betty Bethel Moss is encouraging stakeholders to get ready to receive this business, to brush up on customer service, and to get the extra mile to accommodate guests so that they return, as well as become ambassadors for the destination. Stay with us. We have sports and weather when we return.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.